So I just want to welcome everybody and thank you for being here. I am the committee chair. I am Ashley Adams, and I hereby call this meeting to order. As a reminder, the Committee for Mathematics Achievement was created legislatively under KRS 158842 for the purposes of developing a multifaceted strategic plan to improve student achievement in mathematics at all levels of schooling, pre-kindergarten through post-secondary and adult. This meeting must comply with the requirements of the Open Meetings Act, and accordingly, CMA members must ensure that their video is streaming and can be seen through the duration of the meeting. Members and guests, please remember to mute your microphone when not talking. However, all discussions must be broadcast to the public. Therefore, be sure your microphone is not muted when you speak. Every time you speak during the meeting, please unmute your microphone, state your name, take a short pause to give the software time to recognize you. For any roll call vote, it will be necessary to record the vote for each committee member, which at the time the member should state his or her name, pause, and then state, I vote yes or I vote no. At this time, we will have a roll call. Chris, please call the roll.
We will have a roll call to document the attendance of those present at today's meetings. The names will be announced according to how they're listed in KRS 158842. When I call your name, I will also include the role in which you've been assigned as provided in statute. When your name and role has been called, please state your name for the record and announce that you are present. To begin, I am serving as committee secretary, and I will announce my name for the record that I, Chris Jarbo, am present. The Commissioner of Education or his or her designee, Crystal Rowland.
Crystal Rowland, the Commissioner's designee, and present.
The President of the Council on Post-Secondary Education or his or her designee, Amanda Ellis. The President of the Association of Independent Kentucky Colleges and Universities or his or her designee, Mason Dyer. The Secretary of the Education and Labor Cabinet or his or her designee, Jamie Link. Representatives with a specialty in mathematics or mathematics education who have expertise and experience in professional development, especially with coaching and mentoring of teachers from any of the 9 public post-secondary education institutions defined in KRS 164001. Funda Gönül-Ateş.
I, Funda Gönül-Ateş, present.
Jamie Marie Miller.
Jamie Marie Miller, present.
Jason Taylor.
I, Jason Taylor, present.
Ed Tommy.
Ed Tommy, present.
1 adult education mathematics instructor, Zach Gibbons. Two elementary, 2 middle, and 2 high school mathematics teachers. Ashley Adams.
I, Ashley Adams, present.
Alvia Littleton. Amy Leesgang.
Present.
Natalie Rashad. Joanna Stevens. Jeannie Stumbo.
Here.
3 school administrators or building level mathematics instructional coaches, with 1 each representing elementary, middle, and high school. Chris Barwell.
I, Chris Barwell, present.
Donna Froge.
I, Donna Froge, present.
Michael Phillips. 2 district administrators or district level mathematics instructional coaches. Melissa Biggerstaff.
Melissa Biggerstaff, present.
Stacy Justice.
I, Stacy Justice, present.
The Executive Director of the Kentucky Center for Mathematics or his or her designee, Kelly DeLong. The Executive Director of Advanced Kentucky or his or her designee, Anthony Myers.
I, Anthony Myers, present.
The Executive Director of the Partnership Institute for Math and Science Education Reform or his or her designee, Kim Ziedler.
Hi, Kim Seidler Waters, present.
Thank you.
We have some new members from the last time that we were meeting, and so we just want to welcome them tonight. So if we would have any of our new members who just joined on this committee who would like to introduce themselves, tell us who you are, kind of your background, where you work, that would be great.
Hi, I'm Melissa Biggerstaff. I am the Chief Academic Officer in Allen County Schools. Worked at Greg for 11 years doing professional learning and supporting 47 school districts. Also been a principal, assistant principal, and teacher and instructional coach. Happy to be here.
Hi, Stacy Justice. I am from JCPS. I am the secondary math instructional coach. This is my 18th year in education, 10 years in the classroom at Doss High School, teaching all levels of math, as well as being a classroom teacher leader for my department. For the past 8 years, I've been had the privilege to work at the district level to ensure consistency across all of our schools and all of our high schools with academics, providing professional learning, supporting PLCs, and hopefully improving the futures of all of our students. Thank you for having me.
Anthony Myers, Executive Director of Advanced Kentucky. Advanced Kentucky, we work with high schools in advanced math courses, and we also run an Access to Algebra program where we work with middle schools trying to accelerate access to advanced math in middle schools.
Hi, I'm Donna Froge. I did 13 years of 5th grade math at Metcalfe County Elementary. For the past 2 years, I was the math coach at the same school, Metcalfe County Elementary, and then we have renewed going into year 3. And our role is really to support our teachers in learning the effective teaching practices, the math standards, the SMPs, inside and out. I've learned a lot along the way. I wish I had had this kind of coaching before I became a coach. I see the advantages of that, and I feel much stronger. If I were to go back into the classroom, I feel like I'd be a much more effective teacher, and I hope that I'm leaving that impression on all of my teachers.
And I'm Kim Seidler Waters, and I'm the Executive Director of PIMSR, which is the Partnership Institute for Math and Science Education Reform. It is a nonprofit that functions in the state of Kentucky and has been in existence. I've been working for about 28 years, and I've worked with all the school districts east to west to help improve science and mathematics across their school district and their schools. So thank you.
All right, thank you. This is awesome. We've got some really good people that have joined on to the committee. So we also have a guest from KDE with us tonight, if you would like to speak.
I would. I see a lot of friendly and familiar faces, so it's good to see you guys. I am Jennifer Fraley. I am the new, I'm still in my first month, so I can say new, Director of Mathematics Education for the Kentucky Department of Education, where my primary role is to support the implementation and the rollout of what was known as House Bill 162, but now is just known as Kentucky Numeracy Counts. Just a little bit about me quickly. I am in my 33rd year of education. So I've been around a little while as elementary and middle school teacher, school and district administrator. I had a previous stint at KDE. And like Melissa, I was at a co-op and we worked together while I was at the co-op in Hazard, Kentucky. most recently was the Chief Academic Officer for Carter County Schools. So I'm just here to listen and just soak up what I can and see what I can do in the in my role as the Director of Mathematics for KDE, but really that just means supporting our schools and districts as they get ready to implement this new legislation and the new statutory requirements. So this is quite an impressive committee because, like I said, I know so many of you, and I know of so many of you if I don't know you personally. So you're always free to reach out to me in any way if there's anything I can do for you. But I will probably just be quiet today and just listen and see what I can glean from today. But thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, so the minutes from February's meeting were shared prior to today's meeting, and a link is in the chat if anyone needs to see that. And then I will entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
I make a motion. I, Funda Gönül Ateş, make a motion.
Do we have a second?
Jamie Marie Miller, second.
Thank you. We will continue with a roll call vote.
All right. Crystal Rowland,
Crystal Rowland, vote aye.
Amanda Ellis, Mason Dyer, Jamie Link, Funda Gönül Ateş,
Funda Gönül Ateş, I vote yes.
Jamie Marie Miller,
Jamie Marie Miller, aye.
Jason Taylor,
Jason Taylor, I vote yes.
Ed Tommy,
Ed Tommy, I vote yes as well.
Zach Gibbons,
Zach Gibbons, aye.
Ashley Adams,
Ashley Adams, I vote yes.
Amy Leesgang,
Amy Leesgang, and I vote yes.
Alvia Littleton, Natalie Rashad, Jeannie Stumbo,
Jeannie Stumbo Jones, I vote yes.
Chris Barwell,
Chris Barwell, yes.
Donna Froge,
Donna Froge, vote yes.
Melissa Biggerstaff,
Melissa Biggerstaff, I vote yes.
Stacy Justice,
Stacy Justice, I vote yes.
Kelly DeLong, Anthony Myers,
Anthony Myers, yes.
Kim Zider Waters.
Kim Zeidler Waters, yes.
Okay, thank you.
The agenda for today was also shared prior to tonight's meeting, and a link for that is in the chat if you need to see that. I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I second. Stacy Justice, I second.
Okay, we will continue with a roll call vote.
Okay, Crystal Rowland,
Crystal Rowland, vote yes.
Funda Gönül Ateş,
Funda Gönül Ateş, I vote yes.
Jamie Marie Miller,
Jamie Marie Miller, I vote yes.
Jason Taylor,
Jason Taylor, I vote yes.
Ed Tommy,
Ed Tommy, I vote yes.
Zach Gibbons,
Zach Gibbons, I vote yes.
Ashley Adams,
Ashley Adams, I vote yes.
Amy Leesgang,
Amy Leesgang, I vote yes.
Jeannie Stumbo Jones,
Jeannie Stumbo Jones, I vote yes.
Chris Barwell,
Chris Barwell, I vote yes.
Donna Froge,
Donna Froge, I vote yes.
Melissa Biggerstaff,
Melissa Biggerstaff, I vote yes.
Stacy Justice,
Stacy Justice, I vote yes.
Anthony Myers,
Anthony Myers, yes.
Kim Ziedler Waters.
Kim Ziegler Waters, yes.
Thank you. So now we'll have Crystal Rowland tell us some stuff about KDE updates.
Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to be with everybody and hear so much about the new members who have joined the committee and your expertise that you bring to the table. I serve as the Commissioner's designee, and I have a few updates to share from the Kentucky Department of Education tonight. The first is around the Mathematics Achievement Fund. So just recently, 40 additional schools were awarded for mathematics coaching grants for the 24-25 school year. These schools will join 11 schools who already are included in the grant. And the Math Achievement Fund coaching grant provides funding for release time for teachers to serve as coaches to improve mathematics teaching practices, and includes extensive professional learning to develop skilled mathematics coaches and further capacity in their schools. So we're excited for those schools. You can see a complete list of the schools that were awarded on the Competitive Grants Award webpage, and there is a link in the slide deck that will be posted with the recording as well for your reference later on. As was mentioned briefly, the Kentucky Numeracy Counts Act, or House Bill 162, was passed in the last legislative session by the General Assembly. And this legislation aims to improve mathematics proficiency for all Kentucky students, and there's many components. And we're excited to have Dr. Fraley with us on the call tonight, and I'm glad that she had the opportunity to introduce herself, and she will be our point of contact for this legislation at the agency. So as questions come up, feel free to reach out to her, and we'll have her information, email address, and so forth as we go through our updates tonight. I do want to mention, so on the next slide, there is a guidance document. This is the KDE 2024 legislative guidance document that includes guidance around all of the legislation that was passed during the last session, but it also includes, among that, House Bill 162, and it includes more information around these comprehensive actions to improve mathematics outcomes that are included in the bill. So they're anchored around early intervention and instruction, mathematics improvement plan, mathematics improvement teams, state support strategies, family and community engagement, and strategies for post-secondary pre-service teacher programs. So within that guidance document, you can read more about each of these areas, and there's a link on the slide, but it's also readily available on the website itself. You might find the next guidance document more helpful. So this guidance document is specifically for House Bill 162, and it includes timelines for various role groups. So if you're interested about what is this going to look like when it's rolled out, there are timelines for schools and districts, the Kentucky Department of Education, Post-Secondary Education Professional Standards Board, and also the Council on Post-Secondary Education. So I put the QR code there as well in case you wanted to pull it up on your phone to see some of the activities and sort of those due dates associated with that legislation for each of those role groups. And again, you had the opportunity to meet Dr. Jennifer Fraley coming to us. We're very excited to have her knowledge and expertise in mathematics here at the agency alongside this legislation. And Dr. Fraley will be with us in October as well to give us an update around activities and plans that are taking place around that legislation. But we did want to go ahead and share that contact information should you have questions regarding the legislation as well.
Thank you, Crystal. All right, so since we do have some new members, and it's been a little while since the rest of us have got together and talked to each other, we're going to take a few minutes just to introduce ourselves in a small group. So we're going to get in breakout groups in just a minute. And we're just going to quickly share an experience that you had in a mathematics class or an activity that stands out to you as a positive experience. And then as everyone in your group shares, try to think of a few words that capture those experiences. And then we're going to share those in the chat when we come back together as a whole group. So we'll take 8-10 minutes in our breakout group, a small group, and just talk about some positive experiences that we've had in mathematics. All right, so I hope you enjoyed your few minutes of getting to meet a couple other people on the committee. And so, and hopefully you got to think about maybe just 3 or 4 words, 2, 3, 4 words that describe your experience. And if you wouldn't mind just to put that in the chat box, and then you can kind of read through what everybody else put. And if anybody has anything that really stood out that you would like to share with the whole group, then I invite you to do that now as we put in our chat box.
Looks like there's lots of comments around student choice, application, real life, confidence. Confidence has come up a few times. Positive, collaborative, and meaningful application. Authentically interesting, active investigations, acceleration. Multiple ways to demonstrate learning, confidence. More hands-on, authentic, real world. Real life applications, collaboration. I'm curious if anybody would want to share maybe an experience that you heard in your small group around one of these areas. Independence, that's a good one.
I'll share just a little bit about what our group talked about. One of the things that was kind of a common thing for all of us was having that experience where we realized that, hey, I can do this. I might actually be good at math. And so, you know, we were talking about just gaining that confidence and how important that is in our classroom, that we, you know, have experiences for our and opportunities for our students to gain that confidence. Would anybody else like to share anything? Okay, we'll move on. So what we're going to talk about now is just kind of a summarization of our prior work. We left off in the spring that we were going to get together in some subcommittee groups, and then we didn't. And so we had, you know, we kind of had to wait on the legislation. And so now we do have some people who are new to the group. So I want to summarize what we've done so far up until now. So in our prior meetings, We looked at examples of other state strategic plans and talked about changes that we'd like to see in the Kentucky plan that's current. At our last meeting in February, we used these 4 questions to guide small group discussions on what specific areas need attention to help start our work on the revisions. We asked each group to look for gaps in the current plan and to notate any updates that seem critical. We then asked the groups to think about what some reasonable next steps might be in getting started with revising the current plan, and also asked for any additional thoughts or questions. And so we are going to provide an opportunity for our new members to share feedback also. So if you don't already have the current plan, we'll make sure that you do get that. And we will provide a survey where you can kind of go through those same questions that we went through in our prior meetings, because we want to we don't want to just throw you into it right now where we're at. We want you to go back and kind of look and have those same thoughts that we did. So each group shared their thoughts and had really great insights on revisions and additions to the current plan. But the most common gaps that each group identified were the need to include language regarding student opportunities and experiences, and then language regarding strong, intentional professional learning opportunities for teachers. So that student opportunity and teacher development and support was kind of an overarching theme in what everybody had put as gaps. We also discussed the importance of including precise language with actionable goals. We want this to be something that districts can actually implement and that it actually impacts instruction in the classroom. And so with that, some of the things we talked about is that we want to ensure the mode of communication is there and that we have some follow through, because honestly, before I was on this committee, I didn't know about this strategic plan. And so we want to make sure that when we do this, that we have a good way to communicate that to all districts in Kentucky with that and give them that support needed for this plan. So we decided that forming subcommittees would be a good way to address the revisions. And so subcommittee work will allow us to include additional shareholders and others who have specific areas of expertise, and also provide more flexibility to meet more frequently as needed. And so this picture here is kind of where we're at now. And so we have the committee discussions and feedback. So what we've looked at, how can the strategic plan be more student focused? Those were some of the things that we thought about. What language should be included to ensure teachers receive high quality and impactful professional learning? And then thinking about what we just talked about, you know, what attributes of positive learning experiences can we embed in the strategic plan? When we think about what was our positive experiences, how can we ensure that those are in this plan? And so here, kind of in the middle is where we're at. We're going to have this committee work, and that's going to start really soon, where we're kind of going to get in and really work on this plan. And then what our goal is to have a development of a solid strategic plan that reflects today's learner, supports effectiveness of teachers at all levels, and includes intentional and actionable goals. So that's where we want to end up. And so we're going to get started with this subcommittee work as soon as possible. So next week, when I say as soon as possible. So we're going to have interim meetings that will be between now and when this committee will come back together for our subcommittee. And so if you have ideas on including additional shareholders, we do have a couple of members that were on this committee who stepped off, but still want to be in the subcommittee work. We can include parents, students, other educators, whatever you think needs to be included as other shareholders. We can do that in the subcommittee work. We are going to meet next Monday, and that's going to be a virtual meeting for those who want to be on the subcommittee. It is volunteer, but we do want to have, if possible, at least one in-person meeting. If you can't be in person, that doesn't mean, okay, well, I can't do the subcommittee because I don't want to, take a day to do that. We will have an option for, a hybrid for you to still work with us online. And there is funding that will pay for a substitute, travel, that kind of thing. So, but we feel like it's important that we kind of get to, like be in the same room, paper, pencil, write down ideas, mark through things, and kind of really get some work done on that. And then we will get started with this and then hopefully have a draft ready for the whole committee to review in October. So we do have a lot of work to do between now and our October meeting. So do we have any questions, feedback, ideas that you, of additional shareholders that you feel like we need to reach out to, include, that kind of thing? Does anybody have any thoughts or comments that you would like to share?
Ashley, if you don't mind, I'd like to go back one slide just to explain a little bit about process, because I know we have so many new committee members at the table with us starting tonight. So really understanding that many of us wear many hats that are on the call within the committee, and so availability can be tricky. So the committee had decided to have a subcommittee work on taking the feedback from committee members of what they think is important or revisions that need to be made to the current strategic plan, and coming up with a draft of that to bring back to the full committee for review and feedback. So kind of having a small group that has more time, vested interest to actually flesh out something and get pen to paper so that it can come to the full committee for feedback, and just have an iterative process until the full committee feels really great about the strategic plan. And so, as Ashley mentioned, at the end of our time tonight, there'll be a survey that will go out that will give everyone the opportunity to look at the current strategic plan, make notes, and include things that are really important from the role that you serve and from your perspective regarding math education. And I think it's important to note as well that the strategic plan covers beginning early school all the way through post-secondary, which is unique. I think a lot of states, their strategic plans for math improvement, should they have one, are really focused on the K-12 space, where ours goes beyond just the work that's happening in districts all the way through to post-secondary as well. And so we, as Ashley was talking about, including stakeholders, if there are specific groups that you're just like, we need to make sure that we get some feedback from certain groups that may not be represented on the committee, we would love to know that as well, because even if they're not part of the working, a subcommittee that's doing writing, they can still be a focus group to provide feedback as well.
Does anyone have any questions or ideas or comments that you would like to share? So on the survey, I know some of you have already expressed in the past that you would like to work on subcommittee work. So we're hoping you still want to, but we'll give you that opportunity. And we really want to get some more feedback from our new members. So when we send out the survey with that, we will also give you an opportunity to say if you would like to be a part of the subcommittee work also. And please don't be afraid that if you're like, I can probably do some of the subcommittee. I mean, if you're willing to work, we want you on there. So our future meeting dates, this will be for our whole group, our whole committee here tonight. So our next one is October 28th, 2024. And then we'll meet again in January 27th and then April 28th. So if you want to, she'll send out reminders, but if you want to take a note of what those future meeting dates are there. Okay, so if anybody doesn't have anything else, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
This is Ed Tommy, Murray State University. How are we going to select which subcommittee that will be on or make those decisions?
Okay, so good question. So First, we're gonna all work together. So if you decide you want to work on a subcommittee, then on Monday, we'll all be together. And then we'll decide from there, should we work as one whole group and go piece by piece, or if we wanted to then divide up into smaller groups. So we'll decide that when we meet the first time as a subcommittee.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a question as well. This Monday, August the 5th, what time are we looking at for meeting? And is this virtual, hybrid, in person?
This will be virtual.
Okay.
Chris, what time do you think we should?
That's a good question. I was planning on in the afternoon, anticipating that everybody's not back in school yet, but I can make it later in the day if that's more convenient. I was thinking about 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, thank you.
Does that interfere with anyone? Does anyone want it to be later or need it to be later?
Ashley, I will not be able to attend, but certainly don't change it for that reason. That's our district PD day, so I'll be booked pretty much all day long.
And I know I'm just an innocent bystander in all this, but I have a standing meeting at 2, so I may join a little bit late if that's okay.
And it's very flexible on my end. So I'll give you an opportunity in the survey to maybe throw out some times as well. And an evening is fine with me. I just want to be respectful of your all's time, not, you have work all day and then have a meeting in the evening, but very flexible on the time.
Okay, that'd be great if we can add that to the survey, and then if everybody puts evening, then we'll contact you and let you know what time it'll be for sure. Other questions?
And Ashley, I will say on the survey, there's also an option where you can put maybe your area of expertise. So if you have different parts of the strategic plan that you feel more comfortable working on, then, by all means, put that in there, because we want you to be in a place where you feel comfortable.
Okay, well, we thank you so much for your time tonight, and I thank you in advance for the subcommittee work that's going to happen. So if we don't have any other questions, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Jason Taylor, I move we adjourn.
Jeannie Jones, I second that.
Thank you. So this meeting is adjourning at 5:48 p.m. And again, I thank you all for your time, and just be looking for that survey whenever Chris can get that out to you, and then fill it out as quickly as we can. That way, if we want to pick a time for next Monday for sure that fits everybody's needs, then we will do that. Thank you all.